Hey guys, it's Zung. Welcome to Honeysuckle, where we make yummy food for busy bees like yourself. Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 incredibly delicious and easy Asian noodle dishes. Like the first one, that's the Jajangmyeon, which is a Chinese Korean black bean noodle dish. Second one is kimchi fried noodles, my riff off of the classic kimchi fried rice. And finally, a Thai-inspired peanut noodles with beef skewers. Each one will take you less than 30 minutes to prepare, and it's perfect for a weeknight meal. If you guys love noodles, give this video a big thumbs up, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. We'll go ahead and get started. First, I'm starting with some black bean paste. Make sure it says black bean paste that's fermented because this is what's used for jajangmyeon. Nice and thick. I'll scoop out a 1/4 cup, and then I'll add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil to a pan, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, let it heat up, and then I'll add in my fermented black bean paste. I know this looks like a lot of oil, but what we're doing here is seasoning and roasting the black bean sauce so it flavors nicely. Cook it for a minute or 2, and then I'll transfer it to a bowl. Reserving any excess oil, I'll add in 2 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of ginger finely minced. I'll cook it for about a minute until it's fragrant, and then I'll add in 1/2 pound of ground turkey. I'll season it with a little bit of salt, some pepper, and I'll cook it until it's done for about 5 minutes. Nice and chunky. Traditional jajangmyeon uses pork, but I'm lightening things up here by using ground turkey. Now I'll take my meat off heat, transfer it to a bowl, and then I'll add in a little bit of oil to the pan. Add in 1/2 cup of diced onion, 1 zucchini chopped, and 1 small gold potato cut into chunks. I'll cook it up for about 3 minutes until it's nice and soft, and then I'll add my meat back in. Now I'll take my roasted black bean sauce, spread the love, and then I'll add in 1 1/4 cups of chicken broth. Let it simmer for a few minutes. I'll season it with a little bit more salt, about a teaspoon, and let it cook for a few more minutes. The sauce will start to thicken up on its own because of the potatoes, but I want to make it nice and shiny by adding a slurry. A slurry is basically equal parts cornstarch and water. I'm just using a tablespoon of each. Now for our noodles. Here I have some fresh, thick, knife-cut noodles I got at the Asian market, and I'll just boil it according to the package's direction. Fresh noodles, so chewy. And we're gonna garnish it with some cucumber slices, just like the restaurant. I know it looks like there's a few steps to this recipe, but trust me, it's super easy and it'll take you less than 30 minutes to make. It's so comforting too. I'll add in my hot, fresh noodles. Spoon in a nice helping of my jajangmyeon sauce, aka my black bean sauce, and then the cucumber slices to add a little bit of crunch and freshness. Does that not look good or what? Oh. I'll mix it around to make sure every noodle is coated with that yummy black bean sauce. Grab some meat, and then we're going in for the kill. Each strand is coated with delicious black bean flavor. I'm gonna go in. It has this really unique roasted black bean flavors, and I can just taste the flavors of the pork and the vegetables. This is comfort food at its best. You guys have to try this. Okay, moving on to the next dish. I decided to transform the classic kimchi fried rice into noodles because I personally love noodles more than rice. So with all the flavors of the kimchi and bibimbap sauce, this one is a winner. I'll start by making my sauce. First, in a bowl, I'm adding in 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of rice wine vinegar to give it some tang, 1 teaspoon of gochujang, which is Korean chili pepper flakes, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of gochujang, which is fermented Korean pepper paste. You can find these at any grocery stores nowadays. And then 1 tablespoon of water. I'll mix it all up, and then I'll set it aside. This sauce is my basic Korean marinade for chicken, pork, rice cakes, you name it. I also use this on my bibimbap, which is so good. Now I'm gonna prep my stir-fry materials. Here I have 2 stalks of green onions that I'll cut into 2-inch chunks. For the thick white parts, I'm gonna smash it down and cut it in half because I don't like eating those green parts. Now I have half a pound of pork belly. First, I'm gonna remove some excess fat. Then I'll cut it into thin slices. Pork belly is a Korean food staple, but if you don't want all that fat, you can substitute it with pork loin, chicken, or even tofu. In a hot pan, I'm gonna add in a drizzle of sesame oil and my meat. I'll season it with some kosher salt, some gochugaru to give it some heat. I'll cook it for a few minutes and then I'll add in my green onions. Stir it around, cook it for another minute, and then I'll add in about 1 cup of kimchi. I love kimchi. Kimchi and pork goes together like peanut butter and jelly. Now I'll add in my fresh knife-cut noodles, enough to serve 4 people here. Pour in my sauce, mix it around. Smells so good. And then I'll fry it for another minute until everything is nice and coated with sauce. I'll add some noodles to my bowl, and then because kimchi fried rice always has an egg on top, we'll fry one up real quick and place it on top. I'll sprinkle a little bit of green onions for garnish, some sesame seeds, and ta-da! Oh man, that yolk mixed with the sauce, it's gonna be creamy, delicious. So indulgent and satisfying. Yes. Not to be biased, but I would say this is my favorite noodle dish out of all 3. The pork is so flavorful, and the kimchi gives it a nice spicy crunch, and then the egg just gives it so much creaminess to the sauce. You guys have to try this one. Okay, moving on to the last one. This is my Thai-inspired peanut noodles with beef skewers. I love this dish because you can eat it hot or cold like a salad. First, we'll make our beef marinade. Here I have 2 cloves of finely minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of packed brown sugar, 1½ tablespoons of soy sauce, 1½ tablespoons of fish sauce, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. I'll add in juice from half a lime to zest it up, and I'll mix it all up. Here I have 1 pound of top sirloin that I'm just gonna cut into cubes. I'll cut the thick strips into thirds to make them all even. Oops, my bowl was too small, so I'll transfer it to a larger bowl. And I'll make sure each cube of beef is coated in sauce. I'll let it marinate 1 hour to overnight to really develop the flavors. And then I'll take the bamboo skewers and I'll thread in my meat cubes. On my super duper piping hot grill pan, I'm gonna add in my beef skewers. I'll grill the beef on each side until it reaches the desired temp. I like medium rare, but you can definitely make this medium or even well. Just cook it longer. Once the meat is done, I'm gonna let it rest to retain all of its juices while I work on my noodles. I'm starting with a 1/4 cup of peanut butter, 1 clove of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of finely minced ginger, 1 teaspoon of packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of chili garlic sauce, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and juice from half a lime. I'll mix it all together until I get a nice and thick paste. Don't worry about the sauce looking too thick here, it'll melt into the hot noodles later. Now to prep my vegetables. Here I have some purple cabbage that I'll thinly slice. I only need about half a cup here. Here I have a zucchini that I'm gonna shred using this really fun tool I got at Whole Foods. Ta-da! It's like a vegetable peeler with teeth. A great alternative to a mandolin. I'll do the same thing to my carrot. And I'll throw it all in a bowl. Mix it together, and then I'll add in my piping hot noodles. I don't like to overdrain the noodles because the excess liquid will thin out the peanut sauce and tie everything together. It's like pasta water. See what I did there? Tie everything together. I'll add in my peanut paste and mix it all around. Feel free to add in a tablespoon of water if the sauce is looking too thick. Perfect, now I'm gonna add my noodles to a dish. Grab a beef skewer. And then I'll garnish it with some chopped peanuts and a sprig of cilantro. Beautiful restaurant quality food right here. What I love most about this dish are the colors and the crunch of the fresh vegetables paired with the creamy peanut noodles. It's to die for. If you guys have never had peanut butter in savory dishes, it's really good. Paired with the soy sauce, the lime, it just has this nutty flavor that's really unique. You have to try it. And then the grilled steak. Is there anything better than grilled steak? You guys can also substitute this with chicken or even tofu if you're going for a vegetarian dish. I hope you guys like these recipes. They're perfect to make for a crowd or even to pack for lunch the next day, which is what I normally do. Comment below and let me know what some of your favorite noodle dishes are, and hopefully I can try to recreate them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, and be sure to catch my matcha video from last week if you haven't seen it yet.
That was a really big bite.